Hello, this is the Roach the Roach here, and I'm back. I'm on the DNK build challenge, and I have been working hard for the last few days trying to get my slime spawner, slime farm finished, and I do believe I've got it most of the way there. So, as you can see, on the way down into it, I showed you before when I was showing my plans for it. Before, I just had this in here, and I think I had the crafting table and a way into the first room. So I just barely had the first part of this room done. And as you can see, I now have a full room. Although I have had a few Endermen come and visit me. And apparently one of them left their dirt block. Blasted Endermen. Alright, anyway, we're going to pick up that dirt block and we're going to head back over here. And I'm going to show you all of the materials that I've pulled out. See, as you can see, I've filled this out. So the reason I put the lights like this is because the slimes need 3 blocks high to spawn in. They spawn on a solid surface and they need 3 blocks high. So on the 4th block, I put these and put the lights around, and that way I can light the area so other mobs don't spawn, but the slimes do. Now, this method is working quite well as far as I can tell. I haven't actually tested this spawner by going far enough away from it for the slimes to spawn. That's one of the things that I'm hoping to be able to do in this video. If it's not in this video, then it will be in the next one. So basically what I'll do is I'll do this video showing you it all. And if this video is already starting to get long after I've shown you everything, then I am going to leave this video. I'll post it separate from the video showing you whether it works or not. I'm hoping it works. I think it will work, but right now it's still theory based, not actual reality, because I have not tested it yet. But so we come out here, and this is the chest room that I had to create in order to hold stuff. And I just threw down all the chests. They're not all full. Like this side, not full. And then I had to go get some more wood because I made so many pickaxes and shovels and things that I ran out of wood. And so I had to go get more wood. And so that chest I put my wood in, and also my extra doors and a few other things. Actually, I don't think I have any doors in there left. I think I used all my doors. But anyway, so here is the first chest I filled. Then I filled this chest. Then I filled this chest. Then I filled this chest. And then I started filling this chest and nearly did, I guess. I nearly did fill that chest. And, oh, I did fill that chest. And then I put the rest of the items, the partials that were left over, in here. As you can see, I did gather quite a few different things. I even found 4 diamonds, and I used them to make me a diamond pickaxe because I had to mine out some obsidian down there. And I'll show you where that was in a minute. So I had 36 obsidian there, and I also mined out a whole stack of obsidian that's in here. I got several stacks of redstone, flint. Most of my gravel was used up in burying the lava, getting rid of the lava, and I did end up dying at least twice. I think it might have been 3 times, but it was at least twice in the process of doing this. One of them, I dug out some gravel and then got stuck in the wall, and then when I dug out of the wall, out of the gravel, because I was suffocating in the gravel, and I dug out of that, but then I was in lava and burned up and died. So that was one time I died, and then the other time I died, I actually fell down. Okay, so first of all, that first layer was up here. We'll go back to the first layer. Okay, so the first layer is up here, and as you can see, there's a staircase that goes down from layer to layer to layer, and it goes down and around. Well, that was one of the staircases. There was other staircases too, so I hollowed this all out. There's a staircase right there. There's a staircase over there, and that one actually goes to a cave. That door goes to a cave right there. That's why I decided I'd put the birch doors on the ones that went to the caves and did not go down, and then the dark oak doors on the ones that went to staircases that I could actually get down. So this is the second layer. It looks a lot like the first layer, of course, and it goes like this. And this staircase is just kind of weird that way because I got the stairs and you come out of the door, and then you have to go back in this door in order to get down to the next staircase. But most of the staircases, all the staircases are behind the doors. So basically the up and down staircase is behind one door. On the other, this is a cave, of course, that it goes out into. And I had several caves to cut through, and that made it so that I didn't have quite as much materials that I had to mine out. So we used that staircase to go on that last one. We can use this staircase to go on the next one. So this is layer 3. Going down, it's layer 3. So this is layer 3, and of course it looks a lot like the one above it. And this would be layer 4 over here, going down. So this is layer 4, and I think there's a cave in here too. Yep, there's a cave that goes out that way on this one. So just about everyone had at least one cave until I got down to the last couple. So this is layer 5. Again, a lot like the last one, or like all the layers up above. In fact, most of the layers are the same. But then we have layer 6, and okay, so layer 7 and 8. I think that there's 8 total. Layer 7 and 8 are the ones that start getting a little bit different, and there's a little bit more to talk about. So on layer 7, this was I set up in case I was going to be fighting an Enderman, because the Enderman would come in here and pull blocks out of my walls and then let the lava out, and then they'd come find me and die. Well, either I would kill them or they would die. Okay, and I left a hole there. That's kind of how I figured out where I needed to go in order to dig out the next one, is I would put holes in the corners. And apparently that corner I did not block back up. In fact, I didn't block up a few of the corners. So for this level we'll go around. So here's where obsidian was, and that obsidian actually came out and linked up right here and came out probably halfway or maybe even a little more than halfway out here. And then I had another bit of obsidian that was right here that covered this area right here. And so yeah, I had to dig all that out so that I could actually get the floor in the right position, because it was on this level right here. So that block right there is on the level where the obsidian was. And so I had to dig those out so that I could actually put the floor where I needed the floor for this level. And this level is actually quite a bit like the other levels. Just a couple of holes because I forgot to fill them in. Let's just check corners real quick. Just so that I make sure that I got the other corners filled. Nope, not that one. And I messed it up. Alright, there we go. Clean it up. Fill it in. There we go. Okay, and we got this with the dirt. Okay, and as you can see, there's also a cave door on this one. I think there might actually be 2 cave doors on this one. Nope, just one. Just the one cave door. Oh, and actually that's not a cave door. So on the 7th and 8th level, I ran out of the dark oak doors. I could have made more, but I decided instead that I would just use up the last of my birch doors because I wasn't getting caves anymore. And some of the stairs going down to this level actually went around corners. Most did not. So this one is a little bit shorter, and there is another problem. See, slimes cannot spawn on bedrock. And so what I decided, well, first of all, they can't spawn on bedrock and they can't spawn where torches are. So I was all like, well, you know what? That doesn't matter too much. What I'll do is I'll still make this layer it's only going to be 3 high. I'm going to only make it 3 high because bedrock is actually higher on the bedrock version than it is on the Xbox One version. The Xbox One version, you don't run into bedrock until you reach level 4, and then the bedrock's at your feet. Well, as you can see, we're on level 5, and there's bedrock at my feet. So bedrock actually comes up an extra layer on the bedrock edition, which is somewhat annoying. I was thinking that, oh, I'll have 4 and then I'll just have a little bit of bedrock here and there, but the slimes can still spawn like in this area in between, because this area is a normal opaque block and not bedrock. But bedrock they can't spawn on, so this one they may not spawn in as commonly, but there's still a possibility that they can spawn in here. It might also reduce the amount of size that they have just because of space, so there might not be as many big slimes that will spawn in this area, but that's not a huge deal. And I'm not sure how many slimes will spawn in this area. If I get any slimes in here, that's fine. It's good. And I'm thinking I might actually change this and put the lights in the ceiling. But then too, I might also raise this ceiling up 1, put the lights for this one in either the floor or the ceiling. Probably the floor, actually. I might actually put them in the floor and then raise this up a whole block so that I can cover all of the bedrock. Still have 3 blocks in between the floor and ceiling so that they can spawn. And also I'll put jack-o'-lanterns in the floor, because the slimes can spawn on jack-o'-lanterns, but they cannot spawn on bedrock or torches. So I might actually raise this roof up and put, actually I'd probably put the lanterns in the ceiling, the jack-o'-lanterns in the ceiling on this one, because then on the one up above it, they'd be in the floor and I could take out the torches that are on the ceiling. And then I could just leave all of the rest of the layers the same as they are right now. So right now I have enough spawn area that I'm not worried about it. I think that I can actually get plenty of plenty of slimes to spawn in this area. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm thinking that if I get plenty, I'm probably not going to worry about changing it. But if I was to do it again, I would probably raise this ceiling up 1 more, use jack-o'-lanterns in the ceiling of it. But I would probably also make every layer 3 high instead of 4 high, and use jack-o'-lanterns in every layer. And that would probably give me another layer or 1 or more stack going up. It would probably actually give me, let's see, over 8. So I've got 8 layers, and if they were all 3, that would probably give me 2 more layers that I could put, 2 more full layers in between that I could actually add. I'm betting so. I think it would be about 2 more layers, and either that or it would be 1 layer and almost another layer, but that just means that maybe I'd have a couple of layers that were 4 high, because having them 4 high is not a bad deal. If you have them 4 high, then the bigger ones can still jump, and they can still get back to where they can jump from place to place. They can still do their full jump. Of course, I'm not sure if that's something that I'm really even all that worried about. So I also did mine all the coal that I was using out of that area, of course, and I even got this coal out of that area. However, I did also burn up a fair amount of coal when I died, because I died twice in lava. Oh, and I don't think I finished telling you how I died the other time. So I know that once I died by getting stuck in the wall. The other time I died, I mined a block out and stepped forward before realizing that it was a hole into lava, and dropped down into the lava and burned up. Lava is deadly, and that's the moral of that story, I suppose. So Now, let's see, how long is this video at this point? Okay, so this video is about 15 minutes long so far. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video now, and then I will come back. Yeah, because we got rain outside anyway, and we're going to be working outside for a little while when I get back, and because we are going to be working just far enough out of the range that we can actually get our just so that we can get our slimes to spawn but not despawn. So basically we're going to try and be 24 blocks away but not much more than 32 blocks away, because if they're more than 32 blocks away they can despawn after spawning, and we don't want them to despawn, we just want them to spawn and stay there so that when we go down we can find all of them and kill them all and get tons and tons of slime balls. Now, this is not an automatic farm. As you could see, this is a farm where you can just go and you can get your guys. You can get as many as you can, as many slimes as you can, but you're going to have to actually kill the slimes yourself. I'm hoping that there will be several slimes on every single layer, but realistically, I'm thinking that there's probably only going to be one, maybe two on each layer. We're probably going to be about 15 minutes that I'm going to be, so basically I think I'll do this off camera too. I think I'll go away from the slime spawner enough and I'll start doing some building and some digging and whatnot out away from it a little ways, and then I will come back on and we will go check the slime spawner and see if it spawned any slimes. So I bid you farewell for a little while. I will go, I will find out, I will get some other builds done, and we will be back in just a short while.